Loneliness, what is it? Well, I think we all know from what it feels like. It's been defined essentially as a negative emotional experience that comes from the discrepancy between the social connections that we have and those that we want. And that could be a discrepancy of like the quality. Maybe there are people we know that we're around, but we feel like the quality of the relationships isn't what we're hoping for. Or it can be the quantity of the relationships. Maybe we just feel like we're not seeing, not getting to be around the people that we want to be around, and not enough of them. Generally, as you might think, loneliness tends to peak in adolescents and in older adults. And that kind of makes sense because early in life, in trying to build relationships, there could be that discrepancy. And then later in life, I think a lot of times it's more of a quality issue. It's very common that as we go through life, adults tend to need or desire fewer in quantity relationships, but higher quality. And that's what a lot of social researchers have found. Based on the description that I gave of loneliness, we can see that loneliness itself is not an illness. It's not a mental illness per se. Loneliness comes out of our basic human need to connect. And there are all kinds of theories. Some people would say that the need for us to connect maybe came out of, an evolutionary historical need to band together with other people, to be less vulnerable, to have more resources, to have a wider range of skills available. There is a need for us to be together in a practical sense. But I think that there's also parts of ourselves that we only experience through our relationships with others. And when there feels like a discrepancy there between what it is that we're wanting to feel or what we feel we need in order to experience that in our lives, loneliness comes out of that. About 30 years ago, I saw a video about Mother Teresa. And she said that there in Calcutta, she felt like, okay, you can see people who need food, you provide food. You can see people who need clothing, need shelter, you can try to address that. What she saw coming to the US from her perspective was more of a need for human connection. And that she commented that that can be harder to address. It's not a simple thing. And I think that that takes me back to why loneliness is something that we need to be aware of, not just for ourselves, but for others.